Good afternoon. I just want to make a couple of comments about the quote unquote support for Hamas and Palestinians that seems to be going viral at universities, colleges, the black, a lot of the social support organizations in this country and in Europe. My message is this: what you're doing is an insult to Palestinians and Israelis alike. Here are a couple of my questions. First, have you been to Gaza? Have you spent time in the West Bank? Have you been to Israel? Do you understand that there are 170 NGOs working in Israel and Palestine, jointly managed with joint executive directors working in every sphere of social interaction to bring quality of life, a two-state solution, respect, economic prosperity, cultural exchanges in the region? Can you name one of them? Do you remember the Marshall Plan that was being planned before the war by the Arva Institute of Environmental Studies and partners in Gaza, a Marshall Plan for agricultural revolution? Are you aware of the plan that I and a bunch of my associates put together? A revolutionary plan to really overhaul the agricultural sector in the West Bank, approved by the Palestinian Minister of Agriculture? Do you understand the collaboration between the 10 universities in the West Bank and universities in Israel? Do you understand what EcoPeace does between Jordan and Palestine to keep our natural resources sustainable? Do you know where the students come from to the Arba Institute all over the region? Do you understand that, even with all the trouble in the West Bank, the annual GDP per capita in Palestine is around $3,500 a year. That's equivalent to the uh, net capital yearly incomes for Jordan, Syria, Egypt, greater than Saudi Arabia. If you take out the huge gap between the incredibly billionaires in Kuwait or in Qatar and Bahrain, more than the average citizen makes there. When you're supporting Palestine right now, you're supporting the Palestinian government in Gaza, Hamas. Do you want Hamas to be, in your city council or board of directors or, your school board? Do you really think that Gazans want women in Gaza want to be accompanied by men if they go out of their villages because that's what Hamas dictates? Of all of you, do you think there's a few of you who belong to the LGBTQ community? Do you understand that if you walked into Gaza today, you'd be arrested? Do you know that in the charter of Hamas, originally put out in 1988, but there's a 2017 revision and it's still there, that there is no negotiation, no recognition of Israel? The idea of Hamas is to kill Jews and take over, as you fondly say in your coffee houses and on your flags and in your posters, from the river to the sea. That's real. They want to kill all the Jews and all the Christians between the Mediterranean and the Jordan to create an Islamic state. What's your model? You think it should look like Iran? You think it should look like Saudi Arabia? Take your choice. Sunni or Shiite? Which one? You know, there are problems with all of our governments. There's problems with the United States government. There's a problem with the Palestinian government. There's a problem with the Israeli government. There's a problem with the Iranian government. There's problems with the Saudi Arabian government. It doesn't stop. If you don't understand that the people of Israel know full well that it is in our interest that there is a strong, vibrant, economically successful, physically secure Palestinian state on our borders, do you understand that that is in our national interest? And the people of Israel are working toward that? You want to destroy that? The average per capita income in Israel is around $40,000 a year. If you cared about the Palestinians, if you really cared, you would knock on our door and say, how do you do it? And you know what? We will tell you how. We want we want the Palestinian people to be successful. So I would suggest you do a little research. I would suggest that you should talk to, you know, your neighbors,